to begin, guys.
Yes. We are going to begin. I hope that everyone who wanted to come and visit our training is already here, so please be seated if you have a place to sit. So let us start. First, welcome to training video solutions in Wialon. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Dmitrij Kvitko. I'm a developer in the hardware integration department. And since the integration of the first video recording device yet 4 years ago, I've been involved as a developer in the integration of all video recording devices in Wialon. So what is the goal of our training? The main goal is to present you an overview of main video recording devices in Wialon, to show you how they interact with Wialon, for you to understand this process much better, and to demonstrate you the main video functions of these devices, such as requesting video files and viewing live video. So the agenda of our training is the following. I'll present you the devices one by one. In the end of each presentation, we will devote a pair of minutes to some of the questions which may arise at once, and in the end of our training, we'll devote enough time to all your questions. That is why please take notes for us to be able to discuss all that you are interested in. So let us start our training. I will sit down. First, let me present you the complete list of video recording devices which are available in Wialon now. We can see the complete list on our website. So we just go to Gurtam. Then we go to hardware, GPS hardware, and we can select video monitoring. So as you can see, we already have 9 video recording devices, and in fact it's already quite a good choice. We do not have time to overview all the devices. That is why I'll present you the following ones. At first, it will be Streamex X3 device type from Chinese manufacturer Streamex Technology. Then Hero ME device type, also from Chinese manufacturer Hoven Technologies. Then we'll talk about IVG 410 from Svision company in Israel. And then we finish with device type Smart Witness Gateway from company Smart Witness in the United Kingdom. So why these device types and not others? The matter is that these device types utilize different patterns of communication with Wialon. And thus it will allow me to demonstrate you all possible ways of how video solutions can be integrated with Wialon. So let us start reviewing the devices one by one. As I said, the first device type will be Streamex X3 device type. So please look at this slide. As you can see, GPS data and video files. So what is this scheme? This is the scheme of communication between Wialon server, Streamex device, and Wialon web application. So as for GPS data and video files, they are sent directly from Streamex device to Wialon server. And commands, including the commands to request video files, are sent directly by GSM channel, and namely by GPRS channel, from Wialon server to the Streamex device type, to the Streamex device. And in this regard, Streamex device works with Wialon absolutely in the same way as a usual GPS tracker. And this is very familiar to you. But as for live video, the pattern of communication is absolutely different. So in this case, please look at the slide where my mouse is. Yeah. So if you look at the slide, when you view this video from Wialon, Wialon server is not involved in this process at all. So the key elements of the process of viewing this video are the following ones. The first element is in fact your personal computer or notebook, on which you open an internet browser, log in your Wialon account, and log in your Wialon account. The second element is Streamex Saber server with RTMP service. And at last, the next element is Streamex device itself. So I think these elements are familiar to you, that's why I'll not explain them, but I will focus on this element. So what is Streamex Saber server and RTMP service? Streamex Saber server is a native Streamex software. It was developed by Streamex Technologies and it is provided by this company. And RTMP service is a service which was specially developed by Streamex Technology for the purpose of viewing live video in Wialon. And Streamex Saber server together with RTMP service must be installed somewhere on your own personal computer or on your server or somewhere in the cloud. So when we view live video, the next operations take place. We log in, we open an internet browser on your personal computer or notebook, log in Wialon account and launch video player in Wialon. And video player in Wialon, right from your personal computer, communicates with RTMP service. And RTMP service interacts with Streamex Saber server, which in the same time communicates with the Streamex device. So thus, Streamex Saber server is like an intermediate server for viewing with video from Wialon web, from Streamex devices in the Wialon web application. So I hope you understand, but still, if you have some questions, please take notes.
But do you need to download or software in our home server or something like that?
Yes, Streamex Saber server must be installed on your own personal computer, or on your own server, or somewhere in the cloud. As for the testing period, for example, if you have a device sample and want to test it, then Streamex Technologies may provide you the access to their own trial server with RTMP service. But if it's already a production commercial solution, you need to install Streamex Saber server with RTMP service on your own personal computer.
Or in the customer's.
Or in the
depending
customer,
on the,
yes.
Depending on the customer.
Just
So
on
the
some
server
personal
is free.
computer or server.
You install the server and just communicate with the server through Wialon.
So, as you already understand from this diagram, the following functions are available for Streamex devices in Wialon. First of all, it is requesting video files, and the next function is view and live video. So, I suggest to test these functions. I think it will be much better. We will use the following device for our tests. This device is installed in our office, in the room of the hardware integration department where I work in. So if you want to see this device, to test it in real life, you can visit our department. Now, first of all, let us test requesting video files from this device. On the whole, to work with video, to use Streamex devices with video functions, first of all, we need to make some settings before we start using these functions. For this purpose, we go to the unit properties. We go to device configuration section. I think it's familiar to you. And the following settings are mandatory. The first field is video server. What is the purpose of this field? The matter is that when you execute a command to request a video file from the Streamex device, this command has such mandatory field, mandatory parameter as the address of the server to send video files to. So, and as we all know, the address of the server may be different. I mean, the address of Wialon server. It may be different because some of you use Wialon hosting, but some of you use Wialon local service. That is why right here, if you use Wialon local server, you just need to write the IP of your Wialon local server. If you use Wialon hosting, then this field is filled in by default, so you needn't change anything. The next setting which you need to do is to fill in field IP. As I already explained and showed you on the diagram, to view live video, Wialon communicates with the RTMP service. That is why it can be located, as I already explained as well, it can be located on different computers. That is why first we need to let Wialon know the address of this server. And we just fill in the IP of this server in this field and the address of the RTMP service. In our case, this is the address of Saber server in our local network. And the next field which we must fill in is camera aliases. In fact, this field contains the identifiers of cameras. This field has a standard format. I will not explain it right now because it's a bit complicated, but in fact it's quite standard. And once you decide to test the StreamX device in Wialon, you need just write to us and we'll send you the manuals with screenshots. That's why you don't need to remember, in fact, all that I'm telling you now. Just pay attention that you need make some settings in Wialon. So all the settings are already done.
Just one comment on that identifier. If your client is security conscious, make sure your people don't know the serial numbers of the other StreamX devices, because we just had this issue. There is no security checking, and we're looking at it now. We put the wrong ID in for the camera, and we got another client's camera coming up in the video.
Well, it may happen, in fact, if you use, for example, John, as far as I remember, you are now using a StreamX trial server, right? Yeah, that's, and in this case, yes, it's really so. If you know the ID of the device, and this device is connected to that server, yeah, in fact, you can just insert the ID of the device. Yeah, and you will see it's really so. You will see live video from that device. Yeah, that is why, in fact, it's your purpose. I don't know to keep the unique IDs in secret from other people.
Presumably, if you have your own RTP service running, right, you wouldn't run into the same.
No, it doesn't matter, because even if it's on the customer's premises, right? We found it by mistake because we copied and pasted the data to get the live video working, but I copied and pasted into a client's test server, and all of a sudden my device came up. What the hell? And then when we checked, it's looking at only on the ID. Now the StreamX, when you get them, the StreamX serial ID is nowhere on any of the documentation. They've changed it from what it used to be. They used to have the number on the device. Now it doesn't. You have to connect the device, and it will give you the serial number of the device. They do that for security reasons, because dealing with video, the same thing, blur technology. I mean, there's a number of things that clients ask about certain geofences. You have to turn the video off. They will not allow you to run video in.
Yes, you are right, but in fact, your customers who use, for example, Ranger devices must know only the serial numbers of their own devices.
Yeah.
So in fact, it's quite difficult just to guess, you know, the
Can't you
serial
add
number of their device.
username password for the server to access?
No
It
password.
bypasses the server. You're putting the ID of the device directly in. So if you've got
Yeah,
access to
but
the server,
let us discuss all these questions in the end. After I present StreamX device, then we'll discuss the questions. So all the settings are already done. Yeah, we close this field. So the next step is to create create the command which will request video file from the device. There are two types of commands which allow to request and download video files. The first type of the command is record live video. This command allows you to record current video from the device into a short file and then view the file in Wialon. And the next command is download history video. This command allows you to request a video clip from the hard disk of the device. From the hard disk of the device itself, download this video clip to Wialon servers and then view this file. So in fact, these commands work in the same way in Wialon. That is why, just for the purpose of testing, we will test this command, record live video. So let us give it the name. Record live. Okay, and then absolutely usual steps. You go to commands, select the command, then select the camera number, it can be 1, then you select the duration of the video clip. Here we have a certain limit. The length of the video file may be from 1 second to 20 seconds. For example, if you select 21, Wialon will not allow it. So in fact, it's not a restriction on the device itself. And maybe in future we will raise this limit. But by our tests, the limit of 20 seconds is just a reasonable limit to download a file in good quality and in a reasonable time. Just for the purpose of testing, we'll download a 5-second video file. We press OK. Then we see notifications in the chat with drivers. The purpose of these notifications is to keep us posted about the process of video download. So, and the main final notification is that video file from camera 1 was downloaded. You can see media icon on the bottom panel. You just click it and view the video file. So this is the wall in the room of the hardware integration department. If you visit our department, you will see it. So thus we can request current video from the device. Pay attention please that all video files which we download from StreamX devices are saved and stored in Wialon data center. So not somewhere, for example, on your personal computer, but in our data center. But for example, if you want to have this file on your own personal computer, or for example to send it to someone by email or to store it in a special folder on your computer, it's very easy to do it. We just go to messages. Just look at the screen. We select messages from this device for today, go to latest messages. And here we see the link to this video file, and this is the link to the video service in Wialon data center. In fact, you can view video file by clicking this icon too. And as for downloading video file, you need just copy this link, paste it in the browser. So just a usual link. Yeah, by the way, you can watch it in the browser itself. And then if you want to download it, you just press download this file. Now the file is downloaded to your own personal computer. You can save it in a month, or for example, if you need it. If, for example, it was an accident or some event such as overspeeding, etc. So it will be saved in your own personal computer.
Any restrictions on storage on Wialon data center?
Now there are no restrictions, and in fact it's quite a problem. It became a problem for us because some of our partners are using this function extremely often. So, and in fact the disk space occupied by video files in our servers is growing rapidly. That is why now we are thinking about moving the storage of video files to our flespi product. I believe many of you know about flespi. So, and in flespi, a certain amount of files, certain size, may be stored free of charge, but if you exceed this size, then it is charged. But it's now it's in plans.
And how long can we start?
As for the flespi, I cannot say right now. I believe it's just for all time that you need. And as for Wialon data set, the Wialon data center, usual messages are stored for 3 months, and the files are stored 3 months too. Of course, if you have extended periods of storing messages, then video files are stored.
Could we route it to, say, Dropbox? So instead of sending it to the Wialon server, could we send the video to a different server?
You know, if you send it, for example, if you write some other server here, the IP of another server, it means that this server must be able to accept this file. It means that it must support Streamx N9M protocol. So it's not just for example an Amazon server. Just you push video file. No, because the process of interaction between Streamx device and Wialon server is quite difficult. It contains several steps, such as authorization, response from Wialon server, and Wialon server requests the stream, and so it's quite complicated.
Can't you just convert that to a standard format like MP4 and then allow us to push it to an alternative server?
In fact, we convert the file into MP4 format. So the link which I copied,
So in
see,
the
it's
effort of allowing us
MP4.
to-
It's MP4 format.
In the effort of allowing us to use alternative storage, and it's an advantage to you as well, can't you do that process of converting to MP4 and then allow us to send to another IP address?
No, you mean automatically,
Yes,
without copying the link.
exactly.
It's not in our plans now, but I believe that our business, the person from our business analytic team who is standing right next to you, is Tatiana. She takes notes. That's fine. It's a good suggestion.
Because the other way of doing it is what we're discussing with Streamx now is they do it. They already have the facility to create the MP4 file in the C2 app. What we've asked them to do is if we send a request to say, okay, I want this file, this history file from the device, then they will do the conversion and send the MP4 file. So it doesn't even come to Wialon at all.
Well, it can send Saber server. Now we are talking about Wialon. Yeah. So let's discuss it a little later. I'll finish now.
Okay, what is the method of retrieving old videos? Is it only from the messages, or how do I retrieve an old video?
Yeah,
Store?
that's another question. That was just what I was going to tell you about.
Okay.
So, of course, in many cases, you need to get the list of all downloaded video files. And it's quite easy to do it with the help of reports in Wialon. I think this functionality is also familiar to you. So we go to reports, press new, and create a new report. Let's call it video report. Then we select new table. We have a special table for video files. It is called video. Press OK. Then we also go to settings. This is just for future. I will show it with another device type. And we select video markers. What it means that you want to see where and when the video file was downloaded and see it on the track of the vehicle. And we press OK. So now we have video report. Then we select the unit. And for example, we want to have the list of all downloaded video files for the last 2 days. Then we select the range from tomorrow till today, press execute, and we have all video files. These are the files which I requested yesterday, and this is our file which I have just requested. So we have the list of all downloaded video files.
Okay,
Did you mean this?
yes, I meant this, but the date here is the date that you requested the file, not the date the file was recorded. I may forget when I requested to download the file. is there a way to download the file that was recorded on a specific date or specific time?
This time is the time when you downloaded the file itself.
Not the time that it was
Not the time.
recorded.
For Streamx devices, it's not the time.
Yes.
There are other device types, which I'll tell you about a little later. For those devices, it is the time of the video itself in the download file. But in this case, it is the time when you downloaded video file. If you use the command to record live video, in fact, it is record live video. In fact, it is the time of the file itself too.
Yes.
Yeah, because it is a current time.
But if you
But
download
if you use the command download history video, yeah. In this case, of course, there is some misunderstanding maybe, yeah. But for other device types, the situation is different, and I will show you a bit later.
What about alarm video?
What?
Alarm video.
Alarm video. Streamx devices may record. I talked to them. They make alarm. They may record alarm videos. We discussed with them the possibility to download alarm videos, but this is only now in plans. So we discussed with them the possibility to download alarm video files recorded in the device automatically from Wialon. But in fact, we tend to postpone a little all automatic downloads, at least until flespi solution comes to
But
life.
you can still get the alarm videos using the C2
Yeah.
application.
Yes. So you can combine.
Yeah.
Saber server is more for video, but to combine, for example, video and fleet management, of course, Wialon is much better. But still, you may use a Saber server. So in any way, you saw on the diagram that it's necessary to use Saber server. That's why you may just use several functions from that software.
The video from the device to the Wialon is sent by 4G or Wi-Fi?
This device is now in our local Wi-Fi network. But of course, it's a usual device. You just insert the SIM card. It can be 3G, 4G, but according to our multiple tests, 4G is preferable, especially as for live video. In fact, 3G is not enough for live video.
4G.
Yeah, because the picture freezes very often, so it's not smooth. So that is why, but when I tested 4G with one of our partners in Dubai, and I don't know, maybe they used 4G plus, so the video was really excellent. So in fact, this is all about Streamx device type. That's why we can devote a pair of minutes to your questions.
Another question, please. Does the video include tags about because now we are linking GPS to video. So does it include tag where the vehicle is now, for instance, or something like that?
Let's just check the video itself. You cannot select it. Now you see on the video itself.
Yes.
If the location, if GPS is fixed, then you see the coordinates of the vehicle. But here you usually see the coordinates, but now the device is in our room and it cannot catch GPS signal.
Okay.
So this is the way to know where the vehicle was at that moment.
Again, you need to talk to your client because the analytics that they do, what we found, the guys doing the video analytics are different from the guys monitoring the movement of the truck. So in the C2 app, when you run the video, it will show you all of what the device was doing. So what the accelerometer settings were, what its speed was, what its location was, including alarm cameras. So when you run the track in their app, you'll see the red markers for the alarms and the video will pop up on all streams. So if you have 4 cameras connected, we have 7 cameras connected to a truck. So all 7 cameras will come up depending on which one you've asked to be the
John is promoting Saber server.
No, I mean all the devices work the same way. It's not just Streamer Howland does it, they all do the same. When you get into the video world, as everybody always says, oh, but what about data usage? Yeah? You want to turn on a 1080p stream, you better put a SIM card in. We chewed up 6 gig in less than a week on using a mobile device when we were streaming video to see how much it would take.
Okay. So now let us finish with Streamx. Now at this point, so by the way, we'll be able to discuss all other questions at our workshop, which will take place on the 16th. So I'll be one of the monitors at this workshop. It will be also called Video Solutions in Wialon. And at this workshop, we'll be able to discuss all your questions. So now let's move on to another device type. This device type is Hero ME device from Chinese company Hoven Technologies. In fact, if you look at the slides and let us compare it to the diagram for Streamx device type, it's nearly absolutely the same. And in fact, it's the most common pattern of communication for video solutions in Wialon. That's why it's not necessary to explain this diagram once again. And of course, the main difference is the server which is used for viewing live video. In this case, it is Hoven RTMP server. And this server was specially developed by Hoven Technologies to make it possible to view live video in Wialon. So in fact, they had no this solution, but for us, they did it. In fact, absolutely is the same. The commands to request video files, viewing live video, that's why let us just test it. Because in fact, this device is quite popular in Wialon. So I believe we must test it and see how it works.
They're going to be here tomorrow?
In fact, they're here right now in our room. Yeah.
Ah,
So if you want to talk to them, yeah, we can do it. That is why we select the device which is called unit which is called Hoven Video. This unit is also in our office. And Wialon also provides two commands to request video files. The command to record live video and the command to download history video. We already tested the command to record live video with Streamx. That is why now I suggest to test the command to download history video. In this case, by the way, all the settings are nearly the same. I have already done all the settings. Then we go to commands and let us create the command to download video from the device. In this case, not from the device hard disk, but from the device SD card, because Hoven records video to SD cards. We name the command, press OK, and then usual steps. Oh. Yeah, now we have this command. Next, then we select the start date, start time of the video. Let it be, for example, 11 o'clock. About 50 minutes ago, we select the camera number and the duration was 5 seconds just for our tests, and press OK. And again, we see notifications. And now we have the notification that video file was downloaded. We press media icon on the bottom panel. And we can view the file. If you see the time, it's 11 o'clock. So this is the video from the past. So, and again, of course, all functions are available for Hoven devices too. So you can go to reports, select video report, and press execute. By the way, here's what I wanted to show you. Now we generated the report, and the GPS position is fixed for this device, and you can see video markers on the track. So in this case, you see when and where you downloaded the video file, and you can view this file by clicking What View. So in fact, it's quite convenient, especially if you use the command to record the video, so you know where on the track this situation happened. And again, like in case with Streamx devices, all video files are stored, in case of Hoven devices, also in Wialon data center. So if you have questions about Hoven devices, then we have several times.
I bought 5 samples of that model, and we failed the test. We tried several times, talked to the Hoven guys, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. and we were very frustrated. One, they used to overheat.
But what failed? Video,
actually,
live video, or
yeah,
what?
one thing is that they were overheating physically.
Overheating.
Yeah. Two, the image would be black, half of it is black, and then sometimes it just never worked. And I'm wondering whether your experience is different, because you said that Owen is quite popular.
It's quite popular, and by the way, let us test view and live video. We press. Let us use it. You will see that video is quite good.
Maybe it's me, but maybe I'll just talk to them.
And if you're using SD cards, they've got to be good quality SDs, otherwise they'll fail.
No, it's live video, so it's directly from the device. So it's not the video from the SD card. So the video is quite good. Of course, a lot depends on where this server is located. So I believe that you used a Hoven trial RTMP server, and it is located in China, in Shenzhen.
Yeah,
So that is why, of course, the route is very long. That is why, if you want to have a high quality live video, of course, you need to install RTMP server somewhere in your location, where your vehicles move. Of course, it's natural. Some of our partners tested, for example, in Latin America. So of course, it's even far. So of course, the live video wasn't as good.
Yeah, it also depends on how that video is set up, because if you're doing live streaming and the telco is not good, that live streaming will break up. You'll have all sorts of trouble because it's not buffering. When you request it from the device, that video is already recorded, so it'll send you back a file, basically a buffered file. But live video, because we have a lot of the customers say, oh, but today it's not working. Yeah, well, where's your truck? Because in that provider area, if you're running 3G or 4G, doesn't matter. If the provider is bad in that area, the device still has to get that video file back. Right? And the customers don't understand it because they expect to see it as if they're downstreaming a movie from Netflix. It doesn't work that way. When you go live, it is live from the box. There's no buffering. What you are seeing is a live video. Telco has a loss in the connection, or the connection becomes unstable, you'll see it in the video, straight off.
Yeah. So any questions about Hoven?
Yeah. Another thing is to toggle between Wi-Fi and 3G or 4G. That's very important for some customers, but Hoven was unable to do that. Of course, I'm also using Smart Witness, and for them, they just said they can't do it. So we were glad to hear that Hoven could try to do it, or that they do it, but it didn't work.
Do you mean sending video files via Wi-Fi?
Yeah, and to toggle automatically. If the MDVR is in a Wi-Fi zone that it recognizes, it switches off the 4G and switches to the Wi-Fi automatically.
In fact, according to my communication with the Hoven team, their devices are supposed to support this function. I mean, automatical switching to Wi-Fi. Because
is it working? Because they're very good at
we didn't test it, but in fact we communicated, and they wanted us to support this function from Wialon side.
See, I think you're referring to the lab condition. He's referring to the field when it is moving from one location to another location. So that could be different.
Yeah.
Maybe, but according to that statement, it must work. Automatically downloading via Wi-Fi.
You mentioned heating. So you're installing in trucks or buses?
In vehicles, buses, and a combination of vehicles. Same problem.
They all run hot. I mean, that's the first thing we found with them. They run real hot. So you got to have you got to make sure there's a lot of cooling area around the device. Because you're talking about basically it's a mini PC is what you're running, and those PCs, they don't have any fans in them.
But their recommended installation location is actually beneath the driver's chair.
Yeah.
So there's going to be no cooling down there.
But it's got to be off what we found is if you don't use their mounts, if you don't lift it up and have have it air circulating underneath it, it'll overheat.
Well, I hope that Leon from Hovin is watching us now because we have a screen near our room and he's there and I believe
Yeah,
he's
just
watching
for them
us
to
just
walk-
to,
to walk
for
the
him to
talk.
take notes.
Because their specs are really good on paper.
Mm.
They just need to make them work.
Mm.
Because they're not.
Okay, so we can discuss, by the way, we can discuss it more thoroughly on our workshop, Dear and Wialon, so you're welcome to this workshop too. So let us move to the next device type. It is Savision IVG400M. So now please look at the slide because the scheme of communication in this case is different. So let me explain.
Can you make it big screen? We can increase, please. Can you make it big
Yes,
screen?
yes. Yeah. So the pattern of communication is a bit different. Here is the device in a bus. Here is Wialon server. So in this case, GPS data with different parameters are sent directly to Wialon server. But as for requesting video files and viewing with video, Wialon communicates with two types of servers. For requesting video files, Wialon communicates with Savision downloader server. And for view and live video, Wialon web application communicates with SV web server. In fact, this is quite similar to Hovin and Streamux, but this part of the scheme is different. So let me explain what happens when we request video files from Savision devices. I think. So when we execute the command to download video file from the device, Wialon server here sends the request to the SV downloader server. And SV downloader server sends the request to the device itself. And pay attention to the following. The device sends the requested video file back to the SV downloader server, not to Wialon server. And as SV downloader server is installed somewhere on your own personal computer or somewhere in the cloud, it means that you receive this file and you can use it, store it all the time that you need. But of course, according to this scheme of communication, you need installed two kinds of servers. The first server is Savision downloader server for storing and requesting video files. And the next server is SV, SV web server. In fact, they are just software. That is why they can be installed on one physical computer. So I hope that it's clear, and we can move to testing. Yes, and as for the scheme, just I need to mention one more thing. As the files are stored here, Wialon then requests video links to these files. And then you can view the files in the Wialon web application. So let's just test this device. There is also a very interesting peculiarity as far as live video is concerned. And I will show it a little later when we'll test the live video. So before testing video functions, by the way, here are two of the units which we will test. The first unit, Savision office, is located in the headquarters of Savision company. And the second unit is located in the United Kingdom in a real bus. So that is why a live video will be quite interesting, I believe, because it's a real commercial project. So before downloading video files, we need to make some settings in Wialon. So first, to view live video, we will fill in field IP, and this field contains the IP of Savision web server for viewing live video. Then we also fill in the address of the downloader server, where all the video files are stored. And then we fill in field gateway UID. This field contains the unique ID of this unit in the database of the downloader server. Usually, in fact, it is the same as the unique ID of the device in Wialon, but now it's a little bit more complicated. So we press OK, and OK here. So, and as I explained you on the diagram, all files are stored in the C downloader server. That is why we need a tool in Wialon which retrieves the links to these video files. And we need it to be done automatically. For example, once every 2 minutes, once every 3 minutes or so. Just whatever you need. We have this tool in Wialon, and it's called jobs. A job is an action, maybe you know it. A job is an action that can be performed at a predefined schedule. For example, once a minute, once 2 minutes or so. I have already created the job. It is called request video links for Civision Office. I will not explain right now how it works, because in fact, if you want to test it, again, we have manuals, and just write us and we will send you the manuals. So, but everything is ready now. So let's get it together. I know that a lot of time has already passed, but let us test it.
So job can be done on the Hoven as well as TMX also?
A job is a function of Wialon.
Okay.
It just can be done for many different situations. But in this case, a job is used to retrieve video clips, the links to video clips. But it can be used for any other purposes. So now let us test requesting video files. Let us wait a little. We have the following command to request video files from the device. This command is called download video. I have already created this command. That is why we need just test it. We go to commands, select command download video, select next, and let us select, for example, at the same time 11 o'clock. Then pay attention to the following. The duration that you can select is up to 5 minutes. So for StreamX devices and phone devices, the limit was 20 seconds. The matter is that video files in this case are stored in Civision downloader server. And that is why the limit is so high. So in fact, you can download very long video. So all that you need to pay attention to is that, of course, a 5-minute video will be downloaded for a very long time. But still, you can get the clips of such a big length. So let us select maybe, well, let it be 10 minutes. And then we write the name of the camera. I know the name of this camera, but I will show you a little later how to get the names of all cameras. And we press OK. We see the notification that the command was sent, and the clip ID is not empty. It means that as we download the server already generated the ID of this clip. It means that the command succeeded. So now we needn't do anything because we have a job which will retrieve the link to this video file, and we'll view it a little later when we will see the icon media active. So now let us test, I think, a more interesting thing. Let us test this video. So all we need is just to click icon camera. And now we are viewing the video. And there is a very important difference in this case. I mean the difference between Civision devices and Hoven and StreamX devices. Let us just compare. For example, let us open. So, in fact, these are two different ways of the integration of live video. So this is the video from home device. This is live video from streamer's device. So as you can see, the interface is the same. You can select the camera, make it, for example, full screen. And if you go here, you see that the interface is different. So what is the difference here? When you view live video from home and streamer's devices, Wialon uses its own native video player. This player was developed by our company. It was tested, and you can view video via RTMP protocol. And as for Civision devices, when you open live video, Wialon just opens the link to the video player which was developed by Civision company. That is why it has its own unique interface and its own unique functions. And in fact, these are two ways of how live video can be integrated with Wialon. Just I want to pay your attention to one interesting to my mind function. This function is called playback. Here is the button. It means that you can not only watch live video, but you can click playback. And let us, for example, play video from some moment at night, for example. So we just select, for example, 5 o'clock in the morning and press play. So we see that it is 5 o'clock and we can play all the video from that time. So in fact, it's quite an interesting function. That is why just pay attention to it. So we can, in fact, we can play it for 5 minutes, for an hour if you need it. But of course, it's the matter of traffic.
So you're only using APIs. Rest everything is done by Civision server.
In this case, yes. We just opened the link to the video player, which is developed by Civision. So there are two types of integration. Either we use our own native video player, or any player which can be developed by the manufacturer. So yes, now as far as I remember, there is a special limit which cuts the video, not to waste the traffic. Oh, but it's reconnecting again to live video. So, and again, of course, we can use reports. All functions are available. By the way, let us use the report. Yes, and I just promised to show you live video from real vehicle. It's IVG test United Kingdom. Let us press. Here we see video from a bus in the United Kingdom. So all functions such as playback are also available. So it's quite an interesting deal. So in fact now it's already time to go to coffee break. So do you have any questions about Civision? Or no?
But the data integration in Wialon local is it the same way or?
Yes, it is absolutely the same way. If you use Wialon Local 18, the last version of Wialon Local, then it fully supports live video and other commands. And it's the same.
Is there? Do you have to pay for the service of Civision? You're using the
No.
data server? No.
No, it is the server which you install on your own personal computer, so it's your server.
Okay.
As I know, there is no charge for this server.
You mean for Civision, we install that application on our own personal cloud or PC or it's
Yes,
on
you install SV download the server on your own personal computer or somewhere in the cloud. And the files are stored or either on your own personal computer or in the cloud as well.
But again, you need to, what we're facing at the moment in 2 countries now is the restriction on the server cannot be out of country, or it's got to be in the customer's premises. They will not allow, particularly video, depending on who your customer is. Like I said, we had one issue where the customer said, right, these geo zones, you must not record on the device at all. It's completely secure. They will not allow you to not just block the video, it cannot record. So the device that we're using, it actually does that. And they pulled the hard drive and they checked that the device was not recording in that area.
Okay.
So you have to talk to your customer about what the thing is, because we're facing now the issue about privacy, where they're requesting a blur function that the monitoring room cannot see the passenger's face in the monitoring room. An admin guy can go in there and put in the code and then they can see it, but for normal, ordinary video, privacy issues, GDPR, I mean, it's already had a massive effect on.
So as I see, everybody is a little bit tired except for John. So I believe it's time to go and enjoy our coffee break. So if you have more questions, or if you, for example, want to share your own experience or your own ideas, or to suggest some ideas, so that is why you're welcome to our workshop, Video Solutions in Wialon. It will be held in Beijing Hotel. We'll have more than an hour to discuss absolutely all your questions. So because it will not be a training, we'll be just discussing and sharing our experience. So thank you.
Quick announcement, in addition to that, on Friday, StreamX is going to be doing the training themselves. Yeah, this Friday, 11:45.
By the way, all the manufacturers presented during the training will take part in our conference. So you will be able to talk to them. Vision and one more company, unfortunately, we have Smart Fitness as well. I was going to present it, but just there was the shift in time because the previous training finished. We didn't play it.
Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.